Good evening. It's 7 o'clock on a Monday night, and it's time for mental mind treatments. And I've been trying to get my hair to lie down. I don't know what's going on with my hair today. Just doesn't want to do what I want to do. But isn't that like life sometimes? You just doesn't do what you want it to do. So anyway, this is who I am at this moment of time, and for the next however long it takes to get everybody's requests in for their mental mind treatments. Thank you for joining me. When you join me, I picked out a card tonight from my insight box, and it isn't one that I remember getting. It's not one of some of them come up a lot, but this one isn't. And it says this: since love, once born, lives on forever, and death is but a transition, I need have no fear. Kind of want to put another word in there, but it's the way it says here. And death is but a transition. I need have no fear, because it's all love. And that's the whole thing. And on the other side, it says, perfect love dissolves all fear. I don't know. I had not seen that one. It's not, there seems to be some that come up quite regularly. Another one kind of came with it. So I thought, okay, well, it's a 2-for-1 night. It says the universe is a mutual support system. And then on the other side, my purpose today is to seek peace and to share peace with everyone I touch. And that's always my inner feeling around Monday nights, to be able to aid, help, gives awareness, whatever is needed. Okay, so Marion is here already with her the Tibetan bowl, which is always very nice because it helps me have more energy. I do want to say I have a little bit of a funny cold, and I haven't been really coughing, but tonight, when the night air somehow comes in, even though I'm in an apartment, I found myself coughing a bit. So if I find myself, I took some medicine because that often helps, but I thought I would see and just let you know that I do have a little bit of a cough, a little bit sore throat. because I've got something, but let's hope it doesn't stay around. So I want to say first evening to Karen B. Good evening, Norma. Blessings to everyone. As Marion also said, blessings to everyone. Ashika. Okay, here we go. Ashika. And she's given me the 3 numbers, 3, 11, and 19. Hey, how are you, Norma? I'm actually on the whole good. I've got this crazy little cold that comes and goes, but it's not really taken hold of until this afternoon. I was I think I was just tired. I was up early this morning. I wanted a treatment as usual for progress with my left knee and hip healing. And she also says, I've been moving forward slowly and steadily. Good for you, because that's sometimes better. 3, 11, and 19. Actually, what this tells me is that you're beginning to love yourself more. You're beginning to accept you. You're beginning to feel, and the moving forward is with the 19. It's that you're willing to, it's almost like having a cape or a coat or something on, and you're letting it go. So the past is leaving. All the things of the past, the negativity of the past, the angst of the past, it's sort of disappearing. And that's because you have committed it. You have done this. You have made the commitment. You have the one is working towards your goals with ease and grace. So, and we also know I just want to make sure I've got that the one down again, left knee and hip. Okay. Yeah, because it's alternative to me. Okay, I know there is one power, and I know that power is there for us to breathe in, to feel it, to know it, because it is love. And in that lovingness, we are able to grow stronger. We are able to be much more receptive to our inner beingness so that we can breathe in and know that we have the ability to let our body know it is loved, it is cared for, and that all the things that you require are available. So that left knee and that left hip is being nurtured. I feel that you might be working at sort of keeping off it a little bit, not giving it so much stress. So just make sure you still spend some time where your body is balanced, even if you're not walking or you're not doing anything on it. So it just knows its place. But on the whole, Ashika, you get triple marks here. You get 3 ticks for sure. Because you have shifted yourself, and in shifting yourself, you're growing, things are happening, and you're improving. And that knee and that hip will improve. As sometimes, unfortunately, the body can be a little bit slower than we would like. But if we've got the mind working, it will sort itself out. I give thanks, and I'm just going to give a treatment a little bit on this because I just talked about it. But I know in the power of love that Ashika is loving herself. She's respecting herself. She's giving herself choices of where she wants to go and how she wants to be. And that finish line to me is very, very clear. It's just a little longer. So then left knee, the hip, and other things with inside. It's like, those toys they have where they move things and everything aligns. That's what I feel is happening here, is that you're moving into an alignment. So I give thanks in knowing that the force of love, because of that 3 there that you put in, the force of love is being activated and is with you for yourself, and that your body is responding, and therefore you're seeing it on the outside. I give thanks for this as I release this by saying, and so it is. Amen. So it is. Way to go, Ashika. That's very good. Okay. Karen, greetings, Norma. I have a new focus in my life, so I would love a treatment. 22, 7, and 13. 7 and 13. Karen. Oh, many thanks. Well, you're moving forward with faith and leaving behind the old, and you're recognizing that what this transition is, that's what it is. It's going to take some time because you're leaving behind the old. And sometimes when we do that, is that the what's the word I'm looking for? Is that sometimes there is a lag, a time lag, as we leave behind the old. I feel like I'm going to straighten my shoulders, put my chin up, and say, okay, that is behind me, which in a way, I think you have that. And now it's going to take that time to rebuild the new vibration. It's so, and one of my favorite sayings for many years was, time is my friend, because you have time, you have essence of being. So let me just do a treatment for this because, I love it. Feels so vibrant. I know there is one power and one essence, and I speak my word for Karen. And as I speak my word for Karen, I know that faith and trust and the lovingness, not only of self, but the process of life is there that gives strength to let go of the past and move forward, knowing that with every step or every day, if you can think of it that way too, every day that as you move forward, so much changes and so much happens that it is alive. I'm feeling aliveness. I'm feeling excitement. I am feeling the purpose is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer. And it's time. And remember, again, like I said, time is my friend. And that means it's yours. Karen's moving forward with love and light and being. And there's so much of support in this too. That 22 showing that you're stepping out with faith, but it's like you've got a faith army behind you saying, yep, keep going. You're doing just fine. keep on keeping on. And so that will bring everything that you need to. I give thanks in the knowingness of this. And as I release this thought into the love and light, I breathe with a smile on my face because this is great. I'm so good for you. She could just say, sorry about that. It's because I said I got a little bit of a cold and cough in here. Hopefully you feel better soon. Oh, I will. I'm just tired. I was tired. I was up early this morning. And Ivor says, hello, how are you, Norma? Well, I'm actually doing really quite well. I'm just a wee bit tired tonight, so I have a little bit of a cough because of that's been circulating around me for a wee while. Other than that, I'm really good. Thinking. I'm doing a lot of thinking right now, planning the next few months for the summer and stuff like that. So who knows what I'm going to come up with. And Shaker says, yes, moving into alignment now, which was right. And thank you. Kayla says, finally got here. Patches needed that she saw. Now I talked to Kayla 4:00 because she usually phones me around 4:00 saying what she wants. So she had lost some keys. Kayla, I'm just going to tell the story a little bit because we talked about relaxing that the keys would be there. And actually, I wrote out 3 numbers for her at that time because very often I'll start off doing my treatment for Kayla. But when we look here, that I just feel a different vibration already from when we talked it for. So it doesn't say the keys are returned, but she did find a key. She did tell me that later. She told me that she had found a key, but not the keys that were. So what I found was really interesting when I was concentrating on the keys. I got 20, which is judgment, 14, which is temperance, which is balance, and then 8, which is working with the force into the real world. And I'm just going to do a treatment on this and see what comes forward. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know as I speak my word for Kayla that wherever the keys got put, wherever the keys dropped, feels like they dropped somewhere and kind of fell behind something, that they will be recovered and that they will be more carefully attended to. But it's all about balancing and knowing that everything is in its right place. And even when you feel rushed, and even when you feel tired, even when you feel that there's something else, it's like everything is in its right place and it's just moving along. I feel like I'm in Venice on one of those boats where they row you, they propel you down the channel, just slow and sure. Everything is there. Everything is in its place. I give thanks in the knowingness that relaxation, being taken care of, because that's what happens in Venice when you're in one of those boats, gondolas, I think they call them, then is that everything will be absolutely okay. There is one power and one essence, and Kayla knows about it, knows with it, and works with it. And there is light and there is love. For everything is absolutely fine. I think I did that one there. Okay, I didn't tick something myself. Karen B. And thank you so much for so many things. May I please have a treatment for the numbers? Oh, there's a hand over one of them. What happened there? 13. What's under that? Oh, it's my hand. 20. See, a little bit tired, not totally on the ball, but I'm still on the ball for sure. Treatment for 13, 20, and 21. Hang on. Just want to judgment and acceptance. Okay. In tarot language, you pick the numbers that relate to the death symbol, judgment, and acceptance. It's called judgment, actually. 21 is more balanced, except well, I've got judgment because it's acceptance, but then there's the balancing of it in 21. Changes. Mostly in our lives, we go along and it's fairly smooth. We know what to expect. We know what's going to happen. We know what to do and everything else. But Karen B, when I look at these numbers, what I see here is transition. And sometimes with growth, when we grow, when we begin to be aware of more or different than we've had, there's a timing in it. It's not like we clap our hands or snap our fingers and we're there. It's like we travel for the, the valley of death, so to speak, travel through this transition. And what we have here is a sense of having to accept the transition of time. Now, I've already twice said time is my friend. So that's obviously one thing that's coming through here tonight is about time. Well, I'm full of my affirmations of things. Time is my friend. And here it is. Because when you come through that acceptance of what is, what you're becoming aware of, what you're perceiving, what you're seeing, both maybe things that you don't want to see or know, or what you do, there's often a change in that process of there, but it will come into balance as you accept. The whole key, the biggest key here is you accepting what you perceive and see and come to know. It is a transition time. It's not going to be just days. I feel it might be 2.5 to 3 months even. Slowly, surely, but you're on a different trajectory. Is that it? I might not quite have that word spoken right, but it's like you're moving through time and space to be able to accept the changes that are coming, not only within, but what you're hearing from without. And then when you have that balancing, because everything is in its right place, there will be a wonderful sense of being. So in the treatment, as we go into treatment, I know the one power and the one essence is with Karen B, totally, completely, and that growth, inner growth, comes from becoming more aware, not only of judgments that block us or stop us, but also what other people project and how we may interact with that through empathy, sympathy, or whatever. And that there is a movement of awareness of how each one of us is on our own timeline in learning, accepting, and being aware. I give thanks in knowing that Karen's B transition at this time through acceptance, through love, understanding, and rebalancing her world is smooth, smooth, smooth. And I give thanks for that by knowing that it is true, and she will do that with ease and grace. And I give thanks as I release this by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Shaylee says, hello, and may I please have numbers 4, 5, and 7. Doesn't tell me what exactly, but we'll figure it out. Shaylee. 4 means there's a stubbornness or a resistance and the need of more knowledge or understanding of philosophy of life. And that will result in a letting go of what's gone on before. Let me explain something. Throughout our life, we go through various changes of having to recognize that where we are or holding on to or maintaining is only a beginning of something bigger, greater, and worthwhile of letting go, where we're stubborn, where we set, or where we think nothing will ever change. It is the knowing that there is information, there is knowledge, there is awareness of how you can grow and become a part of knowing more so that you can leave behind the old. It's not like when we go to the swimming pool and we go out on a diving board and we jump into the pool. Growth and progress, especially spiritual growth and progress, doesn't happen that way because it's too much. It is more like when you go to the beach and you walk gently and slowly down until the water is where you can begin to swim. It is the learning the process of what all that means, how it relates, how it affects. And it does show here with the number 4, there's a little resistance to that. That it is important in order to know the steps to learn. It's not actually spirituality. If you just die all of it, because it does happen, you just all of a sudden become aware of the great love, and it's there. Often will send you a little cuckoo inside because it's just too much to handle. I always like it, as I did it, was walk slowly and surely down, sort of down the beach into the water until it was way wherever. So I assimilated as I went. And that's why I like people, from my perspective over the years, to start off learning the tarot as I was taught and I've taught, so that you have a philosophy of building the base. Because otherwise it's like you don't know where you're going. And so there is resistance, even though you may not think it. You think, oh yeah, I really want to understand this and I really want to do this. But it's it needs to be slow in the beginning. And again, here we come to this thing came up tonight. Time is my friend. How many times I said that over the years, I have no idea. Because I would get impatient. I would want, we want it now. That's our culture is, instant now. But in this growth to bring inside, to make it an integral part of you, it really is time. And it's the practice, doing whatever practice you choose, what path you choose to be on. And as you choose that, and as you learn, and as you grow, then the old past drops away slowly and easily, and the new vibration takes over. So let me go into treatment on this. I know there is one power in one essence that is for everyone, anywhere, at any time. I also know that we need to be open to receive that gently and easily so that we can assimilate the knowledge and the awareness. And that means letting go of the old. And therefore, we need strength, we need purpose, we need awareness, and sometimes guidance from another so that we can move forward in the direction of where we want to be. Because it means letting go of the past, letting past of the thinking, the feeling, the awareness, which has kept us restricted, where we're stuck and how we feel about it. And allow yourself to come into what we call the glory of knowing that you're loved totally, and that you can create in your world how you want it to be, how you can find keys if they get lost, how you can allow yourself to open up to a different reality in a way. Miracles happen, and I often talk about some of the miracles that have happened to my life. Nothing that I expected that came. In fact, I was talking to my son today, who's on holidays in Vegas area, and he's not quite in Vegas, but he's in that area. And we were talking about some of the unexpected things that have happened to both of us, just because we ask. Often we just ask, but we don't know we asked. A lot of the miracles that happened to me was not something I asked for. They just come because there is a need or a requirement. Knowing that you're part of a beautiful force out there that loves you, that cares about you, that everything is there. I give thanks in knowing for Shaylee that this is a beginning of a new pathway, a new awareness. And I give thanks for that, truly, because nothing is worse than being stuck. And on a personal note, I'll say, I hope you come and visit us again on Monday nights, because the many people that are in here, they've come and we just lead you through, which is wonderful. So blessings to you for that. And I'll take a breath. Karen says, thanks so much. Thanks. Hang on. Sorry. It says, makes so much sense. Thanks. I put the thanks first. Tammy Johnson, my issue is releasing grief and loss. You didn't give me any numbers, dear. So let me talk about releasing grief, and I'm just going to talk to you about that. We live in this planet, emotional planet. First thing, get very clear, this is an emotional planet. And so we have a lot of feelings that go on. and our key is to be able to make sense of them. And hang on a second, I got myself lost here, Timmy. So when we have grief, it's because something hasn't happened the way we want it to happen. And we hold on because we haven't connected into the what I call the love source yet. There is an energy that it's like we need to aspire for it. It's sort of something, it's an energy that's all around the earth and sits there, but we have to want it, aspire for it, get it. And there are numerous ways to do that. And sometimes I do workshops around achieving that. But Tammy, don't hold on to the grief and the loss. Accept it for what it is. And even if your mind keeps going there, just take a breath and think of something that gives you a sense of reward or some purpose. We need purpose in our lives. And I just want you to think about what would be the major purpose I would have. What is it? What does it feel like? What would I achieve? What would I do? And realize that, yes, grief and loss we have in our lives, and we do give it honor. We honor it, but no, that's not where to hang out. The other side of that is love, which will bring peace. And that's always what you need when you've got grief and loss. You need to find your peace. And the peace is being part of that larger force that we call universal love. I call it the love source. Some people call it God. Some people call it Jesus. It's whatever you choose, but it does give you peace. Peace is very often what we need when we are suffering through loss, because we have loss in this life because we're humans, and that's part of it. So trustingly, you will keep on learning either through us or someone else, so that you begin to become alive again, to feel aliveness and excitement and knowing, yes, there's so much more. Blessings for you to come on, dear, and be brave enough to write that out. Kayla says, thank you for your insights earlier and during your prayer tonight. Shaylee says, thank you. Karen Barney says, thank you, Norma. Transition time this week, and hopefully a repair with some family members and relationships will occur. Going in with a loving, basically positive, peaceful attitude. Yeah, sometimes families, sometimes the hardest ones, but at the same time, what you've got here is the movement through. Remember, some people don't want to change. Some people just dig their heels in and become incredibly, incredibly stubborn. And if anything, they tend to make fun of, say, you, who's trying to bring peace and harmony. Just hold your center. Hold the center. Know that law of love, that lovingness, that power, that you are loved, however you want to think that. God loves me. I am loved totally. Something in there that you can hang on to, so that when other people kind of don't want to listen or don't want to be, just be quiet and let them be in their own stuff. But but what I see here is that it is a transition, and it's just about acceptance and being in that balanced place. Just accept. That's where they're at. Breathe. Breath is a phenomenal thing. It makes such a different energy and attitude when you're wanting to have someone else see your way, and they're not going to because they're stuck where they are. And so you just breathe and accept that and realize it's all well. Well, that looks like, and I'm looking at the time, it's half an hour. So we've got a short. The short's usually around 30. The longer one is 45, 50 or whatever. Hi there. I love 7 He says, my message. Well, what is your message? What are your numbers tonight, my friend? You got any numbers for me? You got this in? Didn't disappear? What's your message? What do I get? What do I got for Mr. Mather 7? Come on. Put in some numbers for me. You're going to make me work for that. The message disappeared again. This is hilarious. What's there to be afraid? What is there to be afraid of? Truth? Hitting home, as they say, something that hits home. Is there a fear that you have in there? Yeah, the fear of healing for your eyes. Okay. Let me just pick some numbers, okay, and then I'll work off that. Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. Was your childhood traumatic? Just a yes or no. Was your childhood traumatic? Yes, it was. That's what I thought, because what I put down here. So basically, it's the letting go of all that you saw, felt, heard, experienced from when you were young. And that's about accepting it all. It cannot be made that it wasn't or isn't. It happened. It's been there, and it devastated. Nothing's more when you take a sensitive child and it's like rip them apart. But the learning of another way, the looking out and taking, and I want to say also too, I'm sort of breaking into this, that you wrote to me and emailed me and said, what did I have it written here? Yeah, why do we fail when we do all the positive? And I'm going to do that on Wednesday morning for sure. So you might want to listen to that. So it's like allowing yourself to put it behind you. I did that one time in my life where I literally drew a line in the sand. I sometimes talk about it, not very often anymore because it hasn't come up, is that I just had to draw a line in the sand and say everything to do with that is behind me. And I started day by day by day living how I wanted to be. And that is one of the things I see here, is that inside you are still seeing the pictures, the feelings, the awarenesses of what happened back there. I think I'm correct on that. And the key will be to sort of, if you want to call it, put it in a vault, but make a line in the sand. You don't go back there anymore. You accept that happened, and we don't ignore that it happened. But it's the realization that there is another way. From this day forth, it is new. Remember? Time is my friend. From today is how I want it to be, how I want to be, how I perceive it. Even though the old one, the eyes, as you say, is going to be a nuisance, having to go through that, just reinforce. I can see clearly. You're not going to see what happened before. That's gone. That's back there. You're going to look at how you want your life to be as you perceive going further, and just be step by step by step. And I'm going to say, come on, do not be afraid of what the numbers will say, because I can always pick numbers. And it just shows here the acceptance of the horror, acceptance of what was, acceptance of how it is, and then begin to learn, which you've been doing, a different way of looking at your future, looking at what you want, how you want to be. Miracles occur, my friend, they occur, but you've got to let go of all that. Anyway, on Wednesday morning, I am planning to address what you asked me to talk about because it is quite a deep subject. Okay. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for persisting. And thank you for answering my question. And I trust what I've said helps. So, on that note, I'm going to wish you all a wonderful night. And I look forward to seeing those of you that will come and listen to me on Wednesday or listen later. And I will go from there. Thank you. Good love. Lots of light, etc. Bye now.